All right, let's talk about something every operator absolutely dreads: boiler tube failure. You know, it's that one event that can bring your entire operation to a grinding halt. But what's really going on when a tube lets go? In this explainer, we're going to cut right through the noise, get to the core causes, and talk about what you can actually do to stop them.
So let me just ask you straight up, what do you think is the #1 threat to your boiler's health? I mean, a lot of things can go sideways, right? But there is one specific problem that is the main culprit behind almost every single catastrophic failure.
And look, let's be crystal clear about this. When a tube fails, the consequences are instant, and they are severe. We're talking sudden shutdowns, eye-watering repair bills, and most importantly, serious safety hazards. This isn't just a minor hiccup, it's a full-on red alert emergency.
So, that single biggest threat? It's one word: overheating. Seriously, forget everything else for just a moment. This is the direct physical cause behind pretty much every single boiler tube failure you'll ever see. Okay, so what do we actually mean by overheating here? It's really simple. It's just when the tube metal gets hotter than it was ever designed to handle. And as soon as it crosses that line, its structural strength just, well, it falls off a cliff.
I mean, just picture this transformation. At its normal operating temp, the tube metal is strong and rigid, no problem containing all that immense pressure inside. But when it overheats, it becomes weak, soft, almost like taffy. It completely loses its ability to hold that pressure back, and at that point, failure isn't just a risk, it's inevitable.
Okay, so we've established that overheating is the bad guy. It's the killer. But that just leads us to the real question, doesn't it? Why do the tubes overheat to begin with? It doesn't just happen randomly. There are very specific root causes. And right now, we're going to break down the 3 big ones.
First up, and this one is the most direct cause you can have, is a low water condition. When this happens, you are on a fast track straight to failure.
It's a simple and deadly chain reaction. The water level in the tube drops. All of a sudden, that tube wall is exposed directly to the raw heat of the fire. Now, the whole job of that water is to absorb the heat and carry it away. Without it, all that heat just floods straight into the metal, the temperature skyrockets, and you can have a failure in a matter of minutes. Now, the second major cause is a bit more snaky. It's not an instant thing like low water. This one creeps up on you over time. We're talking about scale buildup. The best way to think about scale is to picture it as an insulating blanket that's coating the inside of your tubes. And while insulation is great for keeping your house warm, inside a boiler, it is the absolute enemy of proper heat transfer.
So here's how this slow-motion failure plays out. These scale deposits form on the inner wall, and they block the heat from getting to the water. But the fire on the outside of the tube, it doesn't know to stop. So that heat has to go somewhere, and it gets absorbed by the tube metal itself. Day after day, the metal's temperature just slowly creeps higher and higher until it finally hits its breaking point and gives way.
And our third cause of overheating is all about the state of the water itself, specifically the formation of steam pockets inside the tubes. This whole problem comes down to one simple fact of physics. Steam is absolutely terrible at removing heat compared to liquid water. It's not even a fair fight. It's like trying to put out a campfire with your breath instead of a bucket of water. It just can't carry the heat away effectively. So here's what happens. Steam bubbles form, and they actually cling to the inside of the tube walls. These pockets push away the liquid water that's supposed to be there doing the cooling. So the area of metal that's stuck underneath that steam pocket has no way to get rid of its heat, and it creates a localized hotspot. The crazy part is, the rest of the tube can be totally fine, but that one little spot gets weaker, it starts to bulge, and eventually it ruptures. Hey, just a quick pause. If you're finding this breakdown useful, if it's clicking for you, do us a favor and hit that like button. And we would love to hear from you. Share your own experiences with tube issues or prevention tips in the comments below. Let's get a conversation going. So now that we've got our 3 main culprits, low water, scale, and steam pockets, the goal here is to shift our whole mindset. We need to move away from reacting to failures and get into proactively preventing them. And the great news is, the solution is a direct mirror of the problem. You just have to attack those root causes head on. You fight low water conditions by ensuring adequate water flow, period. You fight scale by having a really robust water treatment program. And you fight steam pockets by maintaining proper circulation and firing rates. It's a direct counterattack for each problem. So, I'll leave you with this final thought to chew on.
take a good, honest look at your maintenance plan. Is it really proactive? Is it designed to stop these root causes before they start? Or are you just set up to react to the next failure? The answer to that question is literally the difference between a reliable boiler and an inevitable shutdown. If this explainer helps you think about your own operation, please hit that like button, share it with your team, and subscribe for more content that helps you stay proactive and safe. Thanks for watching.